What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. David Terrell Green here, aka Day Marino. Hey, if you guys like what you see, go on down and hit that subscribe button, Notification Mafia. Give us a like. We're dropping brand new videos every Monday and every Thursday, so be on the lookout because you never know what we're gonna release. Today we're going to go over the opening scene from my short film Clean Mud Dirty Water. We released this film in July the 5th and filmed it last year between the months of February and March. So we're going to be going over the opening few minutes of this scene to discuss the ins and outs, some of the things that you didn't know, and some of the things that we had to do to fix this scene. There was a lot of things that happened. Consider this your behind the scenes commentary. Let's get to work. Also, side note, if you haven't seen the film yet, stop what you're doing, click the link below, take a look. I hope you enjoy it. Also, be sure to follow my collaborators John Gutowski and Kevin Kabora, who served amazingly on this project. Let's get started.
Your biorhythm's all messed up, and I can tell.
What?
Biorhythms. It's when you use math and calculus to detect when a nigga's in his feelings.
Got any coffee? So we start off with the opening credits. We have Midas Brothers Inc. created by my good friend Kevin Gabor once again. Thank you very much, sir. We have a voicemail from another friend of mine, Jonathan Dima, which is very interesting because the character that I play in the film, his name is Jonathan. Basically, it was kind of like a tip of the hat, you know what I'm saying, to him, you know, because one of the fun things that we have is that he's always a cameo and anything that I do. So any film project, web series, etc., he always serves as a cameo. Basically something a little fun that we're going to continue to do as a tradition. So we start off with this character, Jonathan, getting out of the car, walking up to a house. He's beaten up, he's battered, he's bloody. And for the people who study film, a lot of them have approached me and asked me, well, did you record this in ADR? Yes, we did. It was a hand that I necessarily didn't want to play. I'm not a big fan of recording ADR, and for those of you who are wondering what that is, basically that is voiceover work. ADR, described on Google, is automated dialogue replacement. It's the process of re-recording dialogue by the original actor after filming to improve the audio, to make the audio sound better, to reflect dialogue changes, so on and so forth. Now, me, myself, personally, I do not like doing that because there's a lot of times when you'll watch a movie and it has ADR voiceovers, it definitely looks like they are voiceovers. It definitely looks like they're dubbed because they do it not so well, and so that was a huge concern of mine going in. Now, why do we have to do it in the first place? Well, mainly it came down to this electric pole that was basically screwing with with the shot that we were filming. So outside of the location that we were filming, there was a pole, an electric pole, and I don't know if it was because of the snow. I don't know what caused this. These wires just to go nuts, but it was a loud static noise. And that loud static noise kept going on and on and on. It, you know, for example, here's the original clip.
Your biorhythms is all messed up, and I can tell.
What? Now, you can hear how annoying that static is. And so imagine having your microphone placed in an area where it picks that up continuously. If we did that, basically there would be no point to film that scene because, you know, the audio, if the audio is not good, then your scene is not going to succeed. A lot of times people will say they'll live with the blurry shots and they'll live with, you know, bad shots or stuff like that, but they said one thing about independent filmmakers is the audio. If the audio is not to par, then things are not going to be good. So we moved the boom mic inside of the house, right behind the actor here, Antoine. We moved it right behind him. And so then when we had the audio edited and mixed, it sounded like these two characters were talking inside of an empty hallway instead of outside. And so now that audio sounded, you know, for lack of a better terms, worse than the actual static audio. But I really like this shot, and even though yes, we could have refilmed it, there was this special element and look that we had with this scene here. It was dark, it was foggy, you know what I'm saying? We didn't really know if we were going to be having any more moments like that to begin with. And one of the things I'm definitely going to make sure that I do going forward as a filmmaker is take moments when we're not filming. Say if we were to film on Friday or Saturday, that means that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to be reviewing footage to make sure that everything is to par, instead of waiting until everything is over and then looking at footage and then being like, oh, well, we have to redo this or we have to redo that. That way saves a lot of headache. But that's a side note. So we had to go into a studio, Antoine and myself, to re-record these lines. And even though we did a good job, and even though it didn't sound painfully obvious that there was ADR work being done to it, it was still one of those things where you notice, especially the people who studied film, they noticed. And it's definitely something that I will make sure that it does not happen again. But there are some times, guys, when you film that you have elements that are completely out of your control and you have to learn how to deal with it. And I definitely know how we're going to deal with it in the future, but you live and you learn.